All right, I'm the flat rate master, and well, let's talk orange jump boxes. And you could drop it like crazy. Had to buy it because it was orange. I've already got one of these, but it was green and, you know, ew. The Mac guy had one of these, so I went ahead and picked it up. My jump box is starting to get a little weak, so went ahead and picked it up. So what this video is about is choosing between a conventional jump box that has a built-in regular lead acid battery, one of these newfangled lithium ion ones. Now, FYI, it's not a sponsored video. NOCO didn't send this to me. Mac didn't provide that. I paid for both. I think I bought both off the Mac guy, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, let's talk about lithium ion versus traditional jump boxes. Now, one of the things I find with the lithium ions is the worse the battery is, the less likely this is to work. If you got mediocre batteries in there, it's trying to crank but just can't get it over, this will probably do fine. If it's a remote battery, you know, like it's in the trunk and you're on a jump point, again, higher likelihood not having enough amperage to go ahead and crank it. But I generally, when I go out to a no crank or a no start, I grab one of these big boys. I don't generally grab this because I've had too many times where this, as good as they are, just doesn't cut it a lot of the time. You know, I had a situation not too long ago where it was a Jeep with the dual battery, the little battery and the big battery. And in case you don't know, if one of those won't crank, put your jump box on the little battery. Trust me, the little suckers suck. But anyway, I had to actually use two jump boxes because it literally wouldn't crank with the big one on there on either one of the batteries because they were so spanked. You know, it was a freaking 4-cylinder too. My point about the jump boxes is these dry cells in these, this is a Clore jump and carry, rebranded Mac. I bought it because it was orange. These are so much more useful for day-to-day activities. You know, you're testing on a car in a parking lot. You hook this up, you've got plenty of reserves. You know, if you've ever gone out to a car in a parking lot trying to figure out why it won't crank, and you stick one of these on there and then it times out or just goes dead because you don't charge it. See, I don't know if it'll come up on camera because of the lights, but I'm one bar down because it sits in this drawer. Whereas this boy is always hooked up. I slide it in, plug it in, I'm good to go every time. Like I said, when you're in a parking lot trying to figure out why a car doesn't start with a test light, a scan tool, you're doing all this. The deep cycle battery in these will last so much longer, give you a full 12 volts much longer than one of the lithium ions. As you're cranking, it's going to last longer. The little ones are great for carrying, for going out to a car, hooking it up, jumping it off real quick. But if you want my honest opinion, you really need to have both. They both have their place. They're both not cheap, but they both have a lot of good uses in various situations. You know, every now and then we have somebody come over that needs a jump start at the liquor store next door, and lugging this across the street sucks. Lugging this sucker across the street, not so much. But again, you know, when you're looking at jump boxes, what's your use case? Are you going to throw it in your glove box? Get you one of these. If you're using it in a shop day to day, you're going to want one of these kind of big boys because they're just so much more useful in everyday life as a technician. You know, you don't want to drag over the battery charger because the battery's a little dead. You put one of these suckers on there, crank it up. These are much better at driving cars in with dead alternators than these bad boys. I don't want to give examples, but let's just say it sucks when you're pulling a car around and the little one dies and you have to drop everything and run to get a real jump box so you can get the car the rest of the way into the shop. Been there, done that, block traffic. Just saying. So, hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.